Prime, this is Arcee.
Following me around, trying to get me killed.
Look, Jack, is it? Your personal safety is exactly why Optimus Prime has requested your presence.
Miners! Those are miners like us!
Come on, Arcee, let's go!
But Hot Rod and Cup are still outside the city.
After Ron Freeman noted that girls like Transformers too, he fought for the inclusion of a female Autobot. Originally introduced in the 1986 Transformer movies, Arcee would be one of the most well-known female Autobots, with more appearances in the franchise than any of her counterparts. Arcee would have many origins depending on the continuity of the Transformers universe. From being built by Optimus Prime, as Cybertronians were genderless, as a response to outcries from feminists in the Marvel UK comics, being a failed experiment by the scientist Juraxis to introduce gender to Cybertronians in the IDW comics, to being a biologist observing several organic populated worlds where she discovered the organic concept of gender dysphoria in Ars Vector Prime, and upon returning home she underwent reformatting, replacing parts of her CNA to rectify her own dysphoria, becoming recognised by many fans as the first transgender Transformer. No matter her origins or the continuity, she has always been a strong warrior, competent marksman, and a general badass, holding her own against many a foe. Hello and welcome, my name is Old Mechanicum or Mech, and I make various videos on mobile suits from the Gundam universe and Gunpla kit reviews. Today we'll be looking at the Flame Toys model kit rendition of Arcee from Transformers. We'll go through an unboxing with my first impressions, how the build went, a look at the aesthetics of the kit, Arcee's articulation, and then my final thoughts. Before opening the box, you can see the quality of work that Flame Toys is known for. Great art on the front with vibrant colours and images on the back with Arcee in different poses, with a breakdown of what runners are included. Upon opening the box, however, I was a little disappointed with how little there seemed to be, with the runners feeling small or the box was a bit too big. However, that was quickly forgotten when I saw the amount of parts on each runner. As you can see, there are multicolour runners, with most being mainly white, some pink runners which look to be accent parts of her frame, and dark grey which look like joints and internal frame. There's also a clear blue runner which looks like it is part of her eyes and visor, but also some of her weapon. The eye parts appear to have a silver backing to them. While removing the runners from the blister bags, I did notice that Flame Toys used blisters that are technically reusable, which is good for the environment. Stickers are included in this kit, but the small details that are intended for can be easily painted on instead if you don't want to use them. Finally, the instruction manual is small, and even though it has 6 pages, only 4 contain the instructions. The instructions are in small print, which with the added confusing flow is hard to read if you are visually challenged like myself. For the sticker's application, the instructions are also not that clear and hard to follow. To be honest, the build wasn't that bad, even though the instructions were a little difficult to follow. You do have to be careful while pushing the parts together, as the kit has very tight tolerances, and some parts do require a lot of pressure to fit together. Even so, some parts still won't fully join together, like the stomach and shoulder parts on my kit. It was interesting to see how all the joints go together. When it comes to the stickers, I decided not to use them, and paint in the areas they would go, using a combination of metallic blue Gundam marker and a paintbrush to get the finer detail. Even though most parts are separated by coloured plastic, there are some like Arcee's hip plates which have been painted with white for colour separation. Also, the Autobot insignia on the chest armour has already been applied, and her mouth has already been shaded. Even though not needed, Arcee's wheels have rubber tyres and decent tread. Arcee has a lot of detail and is perfect for panel lining, which I did find enjoyable. Overall, the build only took me 3 hours to complete, with only an extra hour to paint the details and panel line. Arcee's colours are striking with a combination of hot pink and white. Her colour design is similar to that of the G1 iteration, which is nice. I like her blue eyes, which have a silver backing, and they used a nice shade of pink for her face. Like others who will buy this kit, I do appreciate Flame Toys' design with how they chose to go with a more feminine look for her frame, while trying to retain details from a G1 design, like the front wings of her oat mold on the back. The pistol can double as a short sword, all parts can be combined to create a bayoneted rifle. Size-wise, she is as tall as a Bandai figure Rise standard, or 1/12 scale of a normal person. Maybe a bit taller than an MG Heavy Arms, which isn't bad, which also means you can combine her with other kits like the 30-Minute Sisters or Frame Arm Girls to create your own armoured warrior. The articulation of this kit is pretty good. Most joints are double jointed, and she also has butterflied shoulder joints. They have also made the joints tight, so she's able to hold her pose easily. It also took into account how far people will want to move her limbs for more dynamic poses, and have allowed various parts of the frame to move too. The combination of all these factors make for a great poseable figure at the end of the build, and allowing you to create different scenes or actions that you would recreate with this Arcee model kit. I'm not usually one for getting kits like this, however this is a great kit with fun features and a nice build. This kit is definitely one to look out for if you can find it. If you're a fan of Transformers and want a decent model kit or like collecting female robot kits, then this kit is for you. At the moment you can find her at stores like Gunpla UK for around £74.99. However, Flame Toys have recently announced a dark variant of this Arcee kit, and pre-orders should be available now. Thank you for watching this review, and I hope I have helped you decide on whether or not you'll get Arcee. If you are interested in her deep and varied lore, then check out Mr. Normal Person, who I believe has made some great videos on Transformers lore. I will put a link to his channel below in the description. If you did like this review, then slash that like button with a beam saber, and if you don't want to miss my next video, then shoot the subscribe button with a beam rifle. I'd also like to know what you think about this rendition of Arcee by dropping a comment like a colony below. Don't forget to check out Gunpla UK for a bunch of various model kits and tools, including Flame Toys Black Megazord. And if you use my code OMechanicum 10%, you'll get 10% off your order. And remember, knowledge is power. Bye now.